Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A special welcome to our first episode of Tech Talk with Lucky. I am your host, Lucky Munakampe, and I hope together we are going to have a lovely evening as we discuss technology. Well, tonight we are going to look at a product from Bentley Systems International, a product called Bentley OpenFlows WaterSight. This is one of the newest products from Bentley Systems International, targeting mostly our commercial utilities or water companies as we know them in Zambia, consulting firms in the water sector, as well as construction firms in the sector. This program is proudly sponsored by MCL Computer Systems Limited, the Bentley Systems International local channel partner. Now, before we carry on with our discussion tonight, allow me to formally introduce to you this company called Bentley Systems International. I know most of us, when someone talks about Bentley, what comes in our mind is the car. We are familiar with the car than we are with this company. I wish to inform you that there is absolutely no relationship between Bentley Systems International and the manufacturer of the car or the vehicle called Bentley. Now, let's take a look at this short video clip and see or have an overview of what Bentley Systems International is all about and the various software tools that this company manufactures. Take a look.
Around the world, engineers and architects, constructors and owner-operators are using Bentley's software solutions to design, build and operate the infrastructure that sustains our economy and our environment. Together, we are advancing infrastructure.
Bentley software has helped us deliver a successful Crossrail. Together with Bentley, Crossrail have created the Information Academy. It's about creating an environment for people to work together really much more efficiently and effectively than they've ever done before.
It is the front of house for our Emirates. So we wanted to do something spectacular, something iconic, something everybody will remember.
We chose Bentley. There are not many competitors who could do a project on this scale.
We wanted to use technology, digital technology, to do it in the best possible way. For this, we use Bentley software.
We're very proud of the association with Bentley SACS. It's allowed us to be a leader in the industry.
And more important is, the Bentley management has worked with us to help us feel that comfort to work with Bentley. And that is what is driving us.
Bentley, advancing infrastructure.
Welcome back, our dear viewers. I hope we have picked one or two points from this brief video clip about Bentley Systems International. Now, you may be wondering, what motivated me and our company MCL Computer Systems Limited to specialize in these various software tools, especially for the water sector in Zambia. The truth of the matter is that we came to appreciate the critical role clean water and a good sanitary environment plays in enabling people enjoy their quality of life. Now, you may wish to know that almost everywhere across this country, I have relatives. I'm a customer of these commercial utilities. Talk of Lusaka Water, talk of Mulonga Water, talk of Chambesh, talk of Ruapula, Eastern Water, Northwestern Water, Lukanga Water, Southern Water, or if you're going to talk of Western Water. In all these areas, I do have relatives that depend on clean water as well as good sanitation for them to enjoy a good quality of life. I'm a fan of Mortal Kombat, and in Mortal Kombat, there's a certain scene where issues to do with water comes up in the movie. In Mortal Kombat, water is said to be the element that brings life. And indeed, water is critical to our well-being. So, personally, I find myself in a tricky situation in that, on one hand, I'm a customer, and on the other hand, I'm a consultant for the water sector. So, I have to balance up in our resolve to build capacity in the water sector, as well as the fact that I'm a client. Now, like I indicated earlier, tonight we are going to look at Bentley OpenFlows WaterSight. We'll look at what this product is all about. But before that, allow me to bring in Tim Doerr, who's the publisher for the Global Water Group, Pennywell, as he talks with Bob Mankowski, who is Vice President for Bentley Systems International. Let's try to look at what it means for our water and wastewater utilities to go digital. Everyone is talking about digital migration, digital mobile phones, digital cameras, digital this and digital that. Now, when we look at the water sector, what exactly does it mean to go digital? Let's take a look.
At Bentley's Year in Infrastructure Conference, I had the opportunity to catch up with Bob Mankowski. Now, Bob has 20 years of experience and 7 patents under his belt, and he has some interesting insights into the industry. So can you tell me about the benefits of going to a digital strategy for the water and wastewater utility?
There are many benefits associated with going digital for organizations of all types. I think one of the things that water utilities in particular are worried about is the total expenditures of their assets. So that's the capital expenditures and the operations and maintenance expenditures together, which often make up around 80% of a utility's total expenditures overall. Going digital can really help them avoid costs, and at the same time make sure that they're maintaining or improving their levels of service and minimizing the amount of risk associated with their assets.
So, with that said, what does the future hold for the water industry in terms of the Internet of Things and big data, trends in the sector? Where do you see this all going?
There's a lot of opportunity for water utilities going forward. I think the industry in general has been fairly slow to adopt technologies, but we see that changing because of reduced budgets, the need to reduce costs, the need to improve service levels. And I think that the technology that we have now, better than ever before, enables this sort of digital transformation, this going digital journey for water utilities. Now is a great time to embark on that journey. There are things like the industrial Internet of Things, for example, where SCADA systems have been in place in water utilities for a long time. But now we're able to take that SCADA information, bring it into the connected data environment, use advanced analytics with that data, and things like simulation models to not only understand the past and current performance of the system, but also forecast into the future how the system is going to perform, and again, drive better decision-making for operations that can reduce costs and improve service levels and reduce risk.
Bob, you wrote some of the code for the very first iteration of WaterCAD back in the 90s. What sort of changes have you seen in the industry and in the user experience since then?
Right. So yes, 1995 I joined Hasted Methods, and later that year we started on WaterCAD 1.0. And 22 years is almost an infinite amount of time in the software industry. Things have changed so much, it's really hard to identify just a few things to really talk about. We're incorporating cloud services into everything we do. For example, Water Gems and Sewer Gems Connect Edition seamlessly integrate with the Bentley Cloud services. And because now every Connect Edition application user is also a ProjectWise user, our Water Gems and Sewer Gems users can take advantage of cloud services like ProjectWise Share to share their reports, their data with the project team, and do that seamlessly through the cloud.
So what are some of the technological advances playing a role in Bentley's water and wastewater portfolio, enabling utilities to optimize efficiencies through the intelligent infrastructure?
Just think about it. In the last 5 to 10 years, how the explosion of mobile devices, of cloud computing, algorithms, machine learning, and all sorts of stuff that has happened recently. The technology that we have now, better than ever before, enables this sort of digital transformation.
I really do hope we have learned one or two things from Mr. Bob Mankowski. For those of you who have been in the water sector for quite some time, you are familiar with Hested's methods. It's interesting to note that Mr. Bob Mankowski was actually one of the people who wrote the code for for WaterCAD quite almost 20 to 22 years ago. This is quite interesting. Now, at this juncture, allow me to proceed with our topic of discussion this evening. Let's try to get into Bentley OpenFlows WaterSight. We'll try to summarize what this product is all about, and in case you are interested in a detailed presentation, you can get in touch with us. We can arrange for a live demo for you to appreciate what this product is all about. All right, so like I indicated, we are looking at OpenFlows solutions. This is a digital twin solution for our water utilities operation. Okay. Now, this is just a little bit about the various software tools that Bentley Systems International manufactures. These are various tools that Bentley Systems International manufactures. Now, let's look at supporting the digital twin for the water industry. So basically, we have various software tools for the water industry. When you look at the water aspect of it, we have WaterGems, we have WaterCAD, we have WaterSight, the one we are looking at tonight, as well as Hammer. Then on the other hand, we have we look at the sanitary aspect as well as the storm aspect. So for the sanitary and the storm aspect, we have SewerGems that cutters across the two aspects. Then below that for sanitary, we have SewerCAD. Then for storm, we have SilverStorm and StormCAD. Now, the fourth component or aspect has to do with flood, where we have OpenFlows flood. Now, when you look at the life cycle solutions, and particularly network focus, you have number one, analysis, where we look at OpenFlows WaterCAD or WaterGems, OpenFlows SewerCAD or SewerGems, as well as Hammer. Now, these products will help a water utility support design of new systems, engineering analysis, and scenarios simulation. Now, that is on the analysis side of the business. So when it comes to the daily operations, the issue of OpenFlows WaterSight comes into play now. With OpenFlows WaterSight, a commercial utility is able to have integrated web-based platform which is offered by OpenFlows WaterSight. You are able to control and monitor your network. You are able to reduce water losses as well as improve energy efficiency. Now, for the water sector, other than the human resource bill, the payroll, the energy bill comes in as the second highest expense in a commercial utility. And there are certain tools such as WaterSight that a commercial utility can utilize in order to reduce the energy bill and get some good savings. So let's look at water losses management. So WaterSight enables you to do pressure management. You can optimize pressure using WaterGems. Pipe break prevention, you can use Hammer to support identification of equipment to protect pipes. You also have DMAs, where you can use WaterSight to monitor DMA and identify priority areas. Leak repair, you can use WaterSight to identify valves to close and customers that are affected. Leak detection, you can use WaterGems geolocate leaks. Okay? Now, water balances, you can use WaterSight to calculate real and apparent losses by zones. Now you have real-time based detection. You can use WaterSight to trigger alerts whenever there is a burst. Minimum nightly flow monitoring. You can use WaterSight to track leakage in the system. And lastly, but not the least, you can look at tank overflows where you use WaterSight to identify tank overflows. So you have water gems. Water gems, it allows you to have multi-scenarios simulations. You can create different scenarios to simulate different operational or design conditions. You can easily compare results between these various or multiple scenarios and pick the most optimal solution out of what you have simulated. Now, you also have what we call criticality. Now you can easily assess the impact of service interruption, pipes and customers affected, demand shortfalls, and also what valves to close. Water quality simulation. You can use water gems to perform chlorine decay analysis, end component concentration, water age, and water tracing. Pipe renewal planner, you can use water gems to identify the priority pipes for rehabilitation. Leakage detection using Darwin calibrator, you can locate potential leaks in the network. You can improve energy efficiency. I had hinted earlier using Darwin scheduler, where you optimize pumps scheduling and decrease energy costs. For the commercial utilities that are interested in knowing how they can use water gems, and particularly the Darwin scheduler, to improve energy efficiency, we are readily available. We are at your service. We can demonstrate to you how you can use water gems to optimize pumps, scheduling, as well as to decrease energy costs. Now, we have introduced a synergy between water gems and WaterSight. Now, what this has done is extending the capabilities of water gems, direct integration with WaterSight. So you have OpenFlows WaterGems as well as OpenFlows WaterSight. I forgot to mention earlier that OpenFlows WaterSight is cloud-based, whereas OpenFlows WaterGems is an application which you download and install on your PC. So basically with WaterGems, you will have engineering and planning, whereas with WaterSight, you have operation support, management stroke alerts. Now, WaterSight, what challenge do commercial utilities face? In most instances, you have data overload. Now, how do you make sense out of mountains of disparate data? Can be overwhelming. Accessing that data is also quite difficult. So, you also have a challenge of system complexity. In the real world, everything is connected. Pipes, tanks, pumps, valves, controls, meters, SCADA, weather, major events, demands, maintenance, engineers, operators, and others all need to make important decisions. So basically, with WaterSight, enables interoperability across enterprise technologies. So you have network monitoring, pump performance, tank performance, alerts, water audit, emergency response, and capital planning. So with OpenFlows WaterSight, you are able to link your hydraulic model, your GIS data, your SCADA automation, your commercial systems. Here we are looking at your ERP, EAM, and also the Internet of Things, weather, drones, etc. So basically, OpenFlows WaterSight, you are able to see beyond your SCADA. Advanced analytics bring more insight into operations. So outliers detection, forecast, daily mean monitoring, navigate in time history, and reports. So with OpenFlows WaterSight, you have your SCADA plus hydraulic model integrated view of your system. So you have real-time modeling, response to emergencies or events, you plan for future interventions as well as predict network conditions. So you use your SCADA data as a boundary conditions and know accurate conditions at every point of the network. So with SCADA, you know the conditions at some specific points as well. Now, OpenFlows WaterSight SCADA plus billing data, automatic water balance calculation, zones assessment, you compare real and apparent losses cost, as well as your minimum nightly flow indicators. Well, this is the end of our brief presentation, but before we call it good night, allow me once more to bring in another video clip, which is basically going to talk about the experience of a certain company called Elcom that has gone digital. I hope for those of us, whether in the water sector or we are consulting firms or just civil engineers who are still doubting about the need to go digital, we are going to find inspiration in this video clip. Take a look.
Going digital for us is also about leveraging the tools that we use to their maximum capability. So our partnership with our software vendors, and Bentley in particular, is extremely important to us. We service many different markets. It's essential that we have the ability to leverage the resources across that broad footprint. And what I mean by that is work share, and particularly on our large complex projects, which are often complex design build projects. So our ability to move work around and engage a host of different design teams, regardless of where they sit, not just in the US or North America or the Americas or globally, is essentially important. And that's only going to become more important going forward as we deliver these large complex design projects.
Welcome back. I hope we have gotten one or two points from Elcom on how they are benefiting from going digital. Earlier on, we highlighted what Bentley Systems International is all about. Just in case you missed that particular time, It is possible you may not have been watching. Allow me once again to show you the key highlights of what Bentley Systems International is all about, so that the next time you hear me talking about Bentley Systems International, you'll not be thinking that I'm talking about the Bentley motor vehicle.
Around the world, engineers and architects, constructors and owner-operators are using Bentley's software solutions to design, build and operate the infrastructure that sustains our economy and our environment. Together, we are advancing infrastructure.
Bentley software has helped us deliver a successful Crossrail. Together with Bentley, Crossrail have created the Information Academy. It's about creating an environment for people to work together really much more efficiently and effectively than they've ever done before.
It is the front of house for our Emirates. So we wanted to do something spectacular, something iconic, something everybody will remember.
We chose Bentley. There are not many competitors who could do a project on this scale.
We wanted to use technology, digital technology, to do it in the best possible way. For this, we use Bentley software.
We're very proud of the association with Bentley SACS. It's allowed us to be a leader in the industry.
And more important is, the Bentley management has worked with us to help us feel that comfort to work with Bentley. And that is what is driving us.
Bentley, advancing infrastructure.
Well, that was a short and quick presentation from ELCOM. I hope we were able to pick one or two points from the benefits of going digital. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of tonight's episode. You can join us again next week, same time, as we look at another important topic of discussion, still within the software realm and in the water sector. This has been Tech Talk with Lucky, proudly sponsored by MCL Computer Systems Limited, your Bentley Systems International local channel partner. You can contact us on 0977 314137. You can also visit our website at www.mclcomputersystems.com. Good night, good night, good night, and see you next week.